In science, porous implies something that allows liquids or gases to pass through it. Taylor uses the term to describe a self that is open to and influenced by unseen spiritual forces and feels connected to a world beyond what is strictly physical. This was the pre-Enlightenment norm. Historically, the thought of relying solely on human logic and rejecting all things supernatural was foreign, because people believed without question that spiritual influences inhabited the world. However, as science progressed, it dismissed these mystical elements. Instead of the porous self, there was now what Taylor calls the buffered self, which is separated from mystical forces. In science, buffering means adding substances to solutions in order to stabilize pH levels. Taylor applies the concept to Enlightenment perspectives, with the buffered self being protected from external forces, particularly unseen ones. From this perspective, reason and knowledge make the world legible and manageable. Taylor notes that when science replaced the mystical, we learned to sort our moral and existential questions without seeking God-centered explanations. We essentially declared our independence from God, much as Adam and Eve did at the tree of knowledge of good and evil. In transitioning from the porous self and society to a buffered self and society, we became more thoroughly individualistic and secular. Now, centuries after these shifts began, they continue shaping our concepts of faith and meaning. From spiritual sleep. Where does this way of being leave us? Simply put, we are caught in the currents of a cultural river, inheriting generations of thought patterns, often without realizing it. Even if we have deep faith in Christ, we aren't immune to these currents. All of us are influenced in subtle ways, and much of it happens without our conscious awareness. As we tackle today's problems, we tend to seek quick solutions and mental shortcuts. Although we believe we are listening and discerning, the influences that shape our thoughts and psyches are operating undercover and escaping our notice. We need the Spirit's guidance to search our hearts and reveal how we've been buffered, to use Taylor's term. However, the layers of this effect can obscure our view and conceal the spiritual battles in play, battles with unseen forces that have real impacts.